Aries. I have to admit that this is personally a very hard reading for me because I know that, one of my best friends is an Aries and she lost somebody very near and dear to her last week. And this week she's dealing with a lot of heavy grief. So I have to say that in general, good things are happening for you. I feel like space is clearing and that a whole new cycle in your life has started. It's just for some of you, it's been more hard won than others. And, what I would just say is, I don't qualify anything in terms of better or worse. I just know that this is a part of your life. This is an opening to your existence, Aries, that hasn't existed before. This is a way of you living, of lifestyle for you that is very different. And there is actually a lot of abundance around for you. It's a more gentle abundance, but it's a lot of things that you've hoped for a long time coming to fruition. Things working out for you. But then this tragedy strikes, my friend, and I'm just like, how does this fit in to the higher perspective of things? And so I go into this reading very, very curious and honestly looking for guidance and looking for explanations just like you, because I feel like this is that week of why. Why has all this happened? Looking back on the past couple of years or maybe the past couple of weeks for you. Why have I come here? Like, what led me to this point in time? Maybe you've already accepted it, that it's your hard work, your dedication. Maybe it's something big needed to happen in order to move your life in the direction that it was supposed to go. Yeah, I just feel like for those of you Aries out there, because Aries, you like to get attention. You definitely like to be the boss. And that's okay. But I feel like for those of you who don't, for some reason, have been getting downcast and have lived sort of a diminished existence for an Aries, where you don't get that social or professional or romantic recognition, I feel like karma is coming in to shift things for you and give you what you were born to have, which is that attention, that notoriety, that focus, those accolades. Just maybe willing to be a little bit harsher than you wanted it to be. Yeah, I feel like literally spirit is at this point willing to sting in order to get you to move in the right direction. There's flow here too. Slow and steady wins the race. You will see clearly now. Time to heal. It's a perfect card. Let me show you. Time to heal. You can see clearly now. Turtle spirit, slow and steady wins the race. So this to me is a setup of mourning. It is a setup of, if maybe you're just mourning the past or what you've had to let go of, right? But this is a time for accepting that the things that have been removed for your life needed to be removed, so that your flow could, like the floodgates could break through, so that you could get back into living your full self. Now, it will take time to accept what you have lost or what has changed. But these are long-term positive changes that absolutely needed to happen. And I feel like there could have been a lot of information hidden with regards to something that you've lost. There's a lot of information that you didn't know or you didn't have, and it was finally revealed to you. So that the shock isn't so shocking now. It doesn't make it easier to digest. It doesn't make it easier to synthesize into your life. But it does make things make more sense. Yeah, this is going to affect you very deeply. This loss is going to affect you very, very deeply. Wow. But this is fate. This was bigger than you. This was fate that wove this situation and this circumstance that has a part in this. Is, in other words, what I'm saying is what happened, or what happened last week, or what happened, what's happening this week was always meant to happen. You couldn't see it, you couldn't know it, you weren't supposed to, but it was always meant to happen. And for some of you, that may be very good stuff, like weddings or celebrations or promotions. But what I'm saying is, it was always supposed to happen this way, Aries. It was not supposed to go the way that you thought it was going to go. You thought it was going to go a certain way because of misinformation, of information that you're just seeing clearly now. It's just being provided to you now. And that's actually offering a lot of peace for you and ability for you to heal. There was a blockage in your life that needed to be purged. There was a blockage in your development that needed to be, I just feel like maybe for your whole life, people haven't really given you the, like, even if you're the boss of something, they haven't given you you haven't felt completely realized, Aries. You haven't felt like you've been completely appreciated, right? You haven't. And it's not just arrogance. It's definitely seeing that in so many ways, for so many reasons, you've been passed over. And even though you've gotten on with it, it's never been settled right with you. And now this week is about karma coming back and settling it right with you and making and paying in full. Give with gratitude and grace. Nothing is wasted. So all this time that you spent, trust in divine detours. As hard as the detours that have come at you over this past week are, trust them. Because the truth was, they were divinely orchestrated. They were set into motion a long time ago. And I feel like you didn't know this. Because, like, honestly, maybe you were too wrapped up in your own life or your own issues to notice that whatever went down over this past week was supposed to happen and was sort of fated to happen. But now, what's going to happen is that twist of fate where the abundance that was displaced is now placed on you. That abundance that was kept from you for so long is now coming to fruition. It's like it was stopped up by something. Like the attention and the focus was always on somebody else, no matter how hard you tried or how hard you worked. And now that's been unplugged because the clutter has been cleaned out, either by you yourself or karma. And a big part of this clutter being cleaned out, Aries, is the fact that it might have been a person, it might have been a circumstance, has been removed, but the reality of them has been exposed. And it's actually making it a little bit easier for their removal. This could be somebody that was cheating on you. This could be somebody that cheated you, like cheated you out of money. They were a very stingy person. They were a person that took a lot. They took a lot of your energy. You invested a lot into them. And they were manipulative. And this person has been purged from your life this week. And you're taking a deep dive into the truth of who they are. You really, to be honest with you, this person or this circumstance, you were in the dark about who they were. You did not realize. And the truth is coming out. It's making it a lot easier for you. But I really feel like karma has come around to take this blockage out of your life, because it needed to. It's like you were not doing the work you were supposed to do to remove this blockage from your life. You were not doing it, and you wouldn't have done it. You would have held on. But now it's been removed because it was never supposed to be there. It was always not supposed to last. You just didn't know it. But the abundance that's coming in, it literally will feed you after it's like you've been starved for years and you're finally being invited to sit down at a feast. Because this blockage was pushing back abundance for you. It could, for all I know, it could be inheritance coming toward you. But something very upsetting happened that ushered in this development and this change. And it was in and of itself hurtful and something you need to heal from. But the healing comes from the realization, the truth that came out about the circumstance. It really helps to move along the healing process, as well as the realization that all this abundance was always supposed to go to you. The attention was supposed to be put on you. It never was. It was kind of held back from you. But now, excuse me, Aries, I apologize. Oh no, you're full on feasting. Like you're full on feasting. But it's nothing that you orchestrated. You know, like I said, you would have kept going on, pushing along, struggling, allowing things to be as they were because you felt a great responsibility toward them. Maybe that's why this break or this change had to be so painful, because you were holding on too hard. Whatever this situation was never supposed to last forever. It was just designed differently. And now that that's cleared out of your life, the abundance that rolls in, it's like for the first time ever, you're being fed. You're being invited to the feast. I'm also seeing like there was people trying to feast on you. Like people trying to use you as food. Like you were the food at the feast for a very long time. And instead of your energy being able to be placed on you, instead of you being able to indulge in the feast, instead you were the feast for the longest time. But that's ended. Something had to come along and save your ass, and it did. And things have reversed and switched. You're no longer the food. You're no longer starving. There is a great deal of abundance and prosperity. People helping you. Attention and focus being put on you in areas that you were kind of ignored or neglected. I want a little bit more information about this last row, because you kind of have a sneaky Pete here. Yeah, you kind of had somebody that was literally using you as their feast. And maybe for a weird amount of time you liked it and you allowed it because it gave you a sense of purpose. It gave you a sense of importance. But then you just realized that you were just food the whole time. You were never being taken seriously. And you were never going to get anything out of it but, another bite on your leg. This is a very hungry person or a very hungry situation that you needed to remove yourself from. Got a lot of fire energy here. That could be just you. Now you're the one, like this, I have 61 and then I have 16. So it's like where you were once the feast, now you're the one feasting. Because this old situation has been revealed and cleared out. It's ended. And it was painful. It was not easy to let this go. Like I said, you would not have let this go. This decision, Aries, was not made by you. It was made for you. And it was very difficult. Like it scarred you very deep. It snuck up on you. It was like an ambush. You did not see this coming. But now that information is being revealed, it's much easier for you to swallow. It's much more digestible now that you see the truth of the situation. And you did it, but literally the truth opened up this sort of depth of knowledge that you realized how much you didn't know. But it was fated. It was always written. I keep saying that over and over again. Interesting. It's literally a reiteration. Let spirit be your guide. It's you seeing the big picture now. You had such razor sharp focus on moving forward and what was in front of you. You did not have that aerial perspective. You have the aerial perspective now. This is another card of truth coming out, of being told. And being safe from the predators now. Like you are the predator now. You're not on the ground anymore. This is turning out to a surprisingly interesting reading. Wow. I mean, like, yeah. Beautiful. I literally think that the truth and the understanding of the whole picture and revelation of the truth is going to give you a level of peace that you didn't expect. It'll be easier to let this painful situation go because of it. Take a leap of faith. This is good fortune. This is good fortune coming into you. This is wish fulfillment. This is good luck. So the happy ending to this week is you almost get a new start in life. This is a kickoff to a whole new way of being for you. Like I said, the crown is on your head now. You get to have a happy ending after really having to go through hell to get there. And for most of the time you were in hell, you were keeping yourself there because you thought you were almost being, it was almost like martyrdom, Aries. Like you actually thought that this was the right decision to make morally, but also you took pride in it. You took pride in being able to handle this much, but you were never supposed to handle this much. You were getting robbed the whole time. You were getting fed upon the whole time. And you let it happen because you almost saw it as a sign of strength that you could keep letting it happen, if that makes sense. But now the tides have turned. And what was once the feast is now the feasted upon. And the one that was feasted upon is now living in great abundance. So the tides have flipped in your favor, but through much pain, because it was difficult to accept the truth of this situation, that there was an ambush predator lying in wait, that there was somebody that you trusted that you really couldn't trust, that there was knowledge and information that you did not see. It was kept from you for a long time. Wow. All right, Aries, I'm going to continue this over on Vimeo if you want a deeper look into this scenario, as well as a specific romance reading. That's what you'll find over on Vimeo. The link is right below. All you have to just click it and we'll bring it right to it. So maybe I will see you over on Vimeo. Hopefully I will. If I don't see you over on Vimeo, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys next week.